Life becomes a lot easier when you're not stressed all the time. You know how hard it can be when everything's kind of going wrong, you're stressed, you're frazzled. Things just get harder, you can't think clearly, you can't be happy, you can't feel joy. And that's what makes stress such a vicious cycle, because your mind isn't working correctly, it's not working in your favor, it's confused. When you have money problems and you're stressed about it, you take risks and you do get rich quick schemes that end up like biting you in the ass. When you're stressed at work, you can't focus to get your work done, you're sort of frazzled, you don't know which tasks to do. And when you're stressed in your relationships, you can't put your ego aside and calmly, step by step, walk through the problems with people. But when you learn how to control your stress, your mind becomes calmer, clearer, and you can start to work through the problems in a more methodical way that actually benefits you. But how do you just calm down when stress is exactly the problem that's causing the problem? You know what I mean? You can't just snap your fingers and stop stressing, or don't worry, don't stress. That's not how it works. You need to come at this, you need to approach stress from a deeper place. There's a story from Buddhist and Hindu cultures, like it's told in both, about salt in water. And it's about this young boy who's trying to find peace. And so he goes to his Zen master and he asks him, how can I calm down? How can I stop being so stressed all the time? And so his master takes him to a lake. And he gives him a cup into his hand and he says, fill this cup with water and throw a pinch of salt into it. So the boy does that and he takes a sip and the master says, so how does it taste? And the boy says, well, it tastes bitter. And then the master says, all right, now throw that same amount of salt into the lake in front of you. So the boy throws the salt into the lake and he picks it up with the cup and he drinks it. And the master says, how does it taste? And he says, I can't taste the salt at all. And the master says, this is the same with stresses in your life. When you think the problem is concentrated in your little cup, it's going to consume you and it's going to stress you out. But when you realize that your life is more like the lake than the cup of water, and the salt is just a little low concentration part of it, the problems are small, that's when you're able to release your stress. My favorite way to relieve stress in myself and give myself a cue to be like, oh man, it's not that serious, is to understand that the world is made up of very, very, very minute building blocks when you really go down to the bottom. Deepak Chopra says, at the most basic level, the world is a quantum soup. And what he means by that is the chair that you're sitting on, the table that you're leaning on, the book that you're writing on, the pen that you're using to write. When you break it down, if you could look with the smallest possible microscope, you would see that it's all made of the same thing, just organized in different ways. Now, why am I telling you this? Because that makes you realize that everything may seem separate. Every one of us might seem separate, but we're literally just this soup of energy, and we all just are made up of our own things. Like, you and I think we're different from an ant, but we're made of the exact same thing as the ant. We have the same idea and purpose in life. It's just to survive and just to keep going forward, right? But for some reason, we think that we are so different from everyone else. We think we're so individual. And of course, there's parts of us that are individual, but the idea is you and I are no different. You're not even any different from the air between you and I. It's just the same fundamental building blocks when you really boil it down. These same quantum Lego blocks are used to make a lion or a person or a table. They're just arranged in different ways. And so if you understand that everything is just built of these quantum Lego blocks all around us, doesn't that just relax you? Doesn't that just make you think that your social status, your problems, your ups and downs in life aren't really that serious? Like, yeah, they're important and they're critical, and you should be investing in making your life as good as possible. That's not what I'm saying. But when you have a problem that's bothering you, that feels like the world is, that feels like you're doomed, that everything sucks, that your life is terrible, just remember the building blocks. It's all make-believe, really. It's all just assembled. Like, imagine if an ant came to you and said to you, oh man, I've got so many problems today. I've got to go grab this crumb and take it to here, and then talk to the queen, and then bring this crumb over there, and then tell these guys. You'd be like, dude, just relax, you're just an ant. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say to you is, dude, relax, you're just an ant. You're just a thing. You're just a quantum Lego blocks built up. So instead of thinking about your problems and how big they are, think about how small they are. And this shouldn't make you feel like insignificant. This should make you feel like, oh, it doesn't really matter at all. And when you understand that it doesn't really matter at all, that your problems aren't really that big of a deal, it shouldn't make you feel like there's no point in life, nihilistic, I might as well just like jump off a bridge. No, you need to think like, oh, there's no point to life. There's no need for me to be stressed. It's all just this like ridiculous, absurd thing going on. I might as well have as much fun as I possibly can, and I might as well be in as good a mood as I possibly can. To me, when we talk about the meaning of life, I don't think about anything other than enjoy life and help others enjoy life. Like there's a reason that it feels so good to feel happy, right? There's a reason that it feels so good to laugh, to be with your loved ones and like just have a good time. There's nothing else. Like, what else is the point of all this? What else is the point of going to work to make money? It's so that you can enjoy life after that. Otherwise there'd be no pursuit. Why would we be going to work if we weren't pursuing joy and enjoyment and happiness? And so why wait? Why overcomplicate? Why stress yourself out to the point where you're not even enjoying life anymore, when the point of all your stress is to get to a place where you do enjoy it? And so all that being said, this whole topic, the whole point of this is to get you to be able to bring to your conscious mind when you're stressed out that it's all so absurd, that your report deadline shouldn't be making you stressed, that your exam coming up shouldn't be making you stressed, that your money problems shouldn't be making you stressed. Because when you start to snap back and you think, wow, this is all so ridiculous, I can't believe that I'm stressing about this absurd life that I'm living, it actually benefits all those things. It allows you to think more clearly. It allows you to go into that exam stress-free and to actually use the knowledge that you have. It allows you to think, all right, I've got money problems. Now, what am I going to do to like put myself in the best position going forward? It allows you to zoom out of that unconscious stress that we just naturally fall into and into this conscious, rational, logical, happy and joyful side of us. And like, ironically, the stress and the worry just makes everything worse. So prioritizing the relaxation and the joy is actually how you get to that next solution anyway. And so just remember, focus on that whenever you're feeling stressed or you don't know, you just feel your jaws clenched and your body's all tight. Just think, this is all just a quantum soup. And then you'll feel your shoulders relax, you'll feel your mind relax, and then you'll see that you're able to actually make better decisions going forward. So if an ant came to you asking for advice, you would say, you're just an ant. Just go out there, just enjoy it. Just go, hang out with your friends, just walk around, just do what you want to do because you're just an ant. It doesn't really matter. And I want you to think of yourself as that ant. Like, it doesn't really matter. So why not just go out and enjoy yourself and try to relax? I understand there's responsibilities, there's all that, but you can't effectively manage your responsibilities and be the person that you need to be if you're always stressed. Focus on the fact that you're alive, not that things are wrong. Focus on the fact that you have so much good in your life. Even though life has tragedy and sadness, it's still an incredible thing. Like, it's an incredible experience to just be alive. Like, can you even believe that you're here right now, just living through life, pottering around? Most of the beings on the planet don't have the computational power that we have. They don't have the experience, the emotion that we have. It's like an incredible accomplishment to even be there. So yeah, it's all just to say that, like, I know it's got a bit abstract, but it's all just to say, like, life's not that serious, man. Like, don't waste your life taking yourself too seriously. Like, make the joke to someone that you see in the street. Like, chat to someone. Like, stop worrying so much. Like, it's just not that deep. It's not that big of a deal. Just go out and enjoy yourself. That's the only responsibility that you really have. And so, yeah, I just wanted to make this, it was really front of mind for me, and I hope it helped you. And I hope going forward, you can use that sort of quantum soup idea to relax you, because it really relaxes me. And when I'm relaxed, I'm a lot better of a person than when I'm not. So that's what I always try and prioritize, and that's kind of what I want you to do, even with your responsibilities and your shit parts about your life. Just try and relax. Just use these little cues to remind yourself that life's not that serious. I hope you enjoyed that. Leave a like if you did. Let me know in the comments if you did. It's so cool and crazy to read people who watch my videos and like actually like them, because I'm just doing this, putting my ideas out there. So the fact that you like them is really like incredible to me. So I want to hear about it, and subscribe for more. So yeah, thanks a lot.